Hey guys, this week we're talking about what it means to do your best. Hey everybody, I'm Michelle Carre and welcome to Your Delicious Life, where each week we take a look at life from a different perspective and we either try to learn something new or get reminded of something that we already knew. On this week's episode, we are talking about doing your best, and the title is 2 Elements for Doing Your Best. Now, I love this phrase, do your best. I love the concept of it. It's actually one of my favorite agreements in the book, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I love that one because it puts control back into your hands because you're deciding if you've done your best or not. The full title of this book is The 4 Agreements, A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom. So there you have it. But I love this one because it really does put control in our hands, and it really works so well with the whole idea of defining what success is for you and knowing your why and all the things that I think are important in life and what I try and share with you guys. So I thought this was a perfect topic to dig into today. The first element is acceptance. We have to accept that we're not going to win everything in life. We will fail. We will lose. That is part of life. But if you can accept that and not worry so much about the outcome, but focus on doing your best, your entire outlook on life will change because your measurement is now an internal measurement as opposed to an external measurement. Now, of course, there are times when we have to have external measurements for things. I wrote in the blog this week that, you go through your doctorate degree, they call you a doctor at the end. That's how you've defined if you passed or failed the doctorate degree. You are now a doctor. And that makes sense. But there are times when we would be better off to measure if our efforts were the best that they could have been. John Wooden is a very respected coach, not just in basketball, but in the world of sports in general. And something that I've heard him say in a couple of different interviews is basically that you can lose when you outscore the other team, and you can win when you're outscored by them. And I love that because it just puts this whole thought process into perspective. And that's something he always put onto his players, to do your best. And if you come off the court or out of the meeting or away from the situation and you feel like, I didn't give it my all, that to me is more of a failure than whether or not the outcome itself was actually a win or a loss. Then coming out of that meeting or that off the court or out of that situation and thinking, you know what, I've given it my absolute best. Whether you win or lose, you gave it your absolute best. I think that's a far more valuable measurement tool than whether or not someone can check the win or lose box. This leads perfectly into the second element, which is honesty. Now, you can say, I did my best. But did you? Did you really leave it all out on the floor? Did you really give it all you have? See, that's where we have to really get honest with ourselves and take a gut check and see if we've really done everything that we are capable of doing in that moment. I'll give you an example with clients in real estate. Back in 2006, the market was crazy. People would write offers while they were standing in the house because there was a lineup of people out the door to look at the house. Everything was in multiple offer situations, it seemed, and things were selling for much more than the list price. So when I would sit down with clients in this situation, I would ask them, what kind of offer do you want to put in? And of course, you look at the market and, what a fair price would be and all of that good stuff. But at the end of the day, they had to pick a price that they felt was their best effort. Because you often didn't get a chance to negotiate back and forth. It was sort of the best offer wins situation. So I would say to them, when you go home tonight, if I call you and say, you got the house, they accepted your offer, I want you to feel excited about it. And I don't want you to wake up tomorrow morning and think, shoot, we paid too much money for that house. We shouldn't have gone that high. You don't want to have that regret, right? But if I call you later on tonight and I say, I'm sorry, they didn't accept your offer, they went with another one, I don't want you to think, oh, we should have offered more. We were talking about going a little bit higher and we should have done that. Because you don't want to feel like you walked away from something. So I think it's really important to know what it is to do your best and give it all you got, whether you're writing an offer on a house, meeting with a client, anything, and define what that is so that you truly know, did I leave it all on the table? Because if you find out that the person who bought the house got it for $500 more, but you know I would not have paid $1 more from that home, then you can feel confident in the decision you made and know, you know what, that wasn't the right house for me. Or if you come out of that client meeting and you know that you said everything that you wanted to say, you explained what you had to offer really well, you believe that there's value in what you had to offer, and the client just didn't go with you, then you know you laid it all out on the table. You said everything you could say, you were the best version of yourself, and you did your best. And if it didn't work out, then it didn't work out. But it's so important to actually be honest with yourself and question if you really have left it all on the floor or not. Because if you didn't, that's the learning opportunity where you can look back and go, what could I do differently? What could I have said differently? What could I do or give or be that's better than what I was before, that might help my chances of succeeding in the future? So there's always an opportunity to learn, even when we don't do our best. But if we can go through life and know, you know what, everything I do, I lay it all out on the table and I give it my absolute best, then whether you win or lose doesn't matter, because you know in your heart that you've given it everything you've got. Doing your best is an incredible measurement tool because it's defined by only you and your actions. So it's not dependent on a scoreboard or a bank statement or an algorithm. It's your definition of success. And you get to take this internal score sheet, decide what's being measured and how. And at the end of the day, you decide if you've won or if you've lost. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week for the next episode of Your Delicious Life. Hey everyone, before you go, I just want to let you know about an upcoming workshop. It's called Detox Your Business, Ignite Your Life. And I'm hosting it with two other speakers, Tyler Hoffman and Paula Hopewood. And it's a day that really is going to help you get excited and get ready and pumped for your business and your life. So I'll be doing my talk, Work-Life Balance is Bullshit, Here's How to Create a Delicious Life. My friend Tyler will be doing his talk called The 3 Steps to Doubling Your Income in 18 Months using LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I know, is a great social media tool for people that are in business, but I think it's really underused, or people aren't quite sure the right way to use it. So his talk is going to be awesome. And then Paula is doing a talk called 3 Mistakes Goddess Entrepreneurs Make that prevent them from living the life they desire. So you can really figure out what's holding you back to getting the life that you want. We're hosting this workshop here in Airdrie at Embrace Bridal. They have that great event facility. I hosted my last workshop there. It's a beautiful space. It's a one-day event on Friday, February 16th. And if you go to tylerhoffman.ca, you can get tickets. It's $35 each. Great price, great speakers, great location. I would absolutely love to see you there. So go and check it out. If you have questions, feel free to message me directly. I'm happy to answer them and help you out with it. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.